Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to be here with you. We're here to talk about macroeconomics. At the end of this talk, my hope is that you'll have a greater love for the economy. My name is Bruce Kerber. I'm the author and originator of the Divine Economy models and the Divine Economy theory. I'm an economist in the classical liberalism tradition. Today, we're going to consider the following statement on a screen share. The market conveys information about the plethora of relative prices of goods and services, but ultimately, active decision making by each person resides at the margin. The choice made is ultimately based on the subjective valuation about the perceived gain from the various choices. Today's example is as follows. Time and place play a huge role in decision making, which is why Vincent cherishes his morning walks. In the early hours, before emails start piling up and small talk becomes unavoidable, he gets to make one blissfully simple decision: get up and walk. No second guessing, no spreadsheets weighing the pros and cons, just one pure singular act, one pure singular choice. It's the closest he'll ever come to experiencing the life of a monk or a very disciplined golden retriever. But then the rest of the day arrives like an overenthusiastic salesperson. Suddenly, he's making decisions left and right. Should he answer that text now or pretend he's deep in thought? Is it socially acceptable to drink his third coffee before noon? If he takes the long way around to his next meeting, will he avoid bumping into that one coworker who always wants to chat about their latest dream analysis? Every moment, every alternative, every possible disaster is just another manifestation of that relentless thing we call choice. And so, Vincent remains grateful for his morning ritual. No matter how chaotic the day becomes, he knows that at least once in a 24-hour period, he had complete clarity. Even if the biggest decision he made was whether to walk the park trail clockwise or counterclockwise, and even if sometimes he still gets that one wrong. The market conveys information about the plethora of relative prices of goods and services, but ultimately, active decision making by each person resides at the margin. The choice made is ultimately based on the subjective valuation about the perceived gain from the various choices. When do we gain from our choices? We step out into the world, and like it or not, we inevitably interact with others in what we could generously call the market process, or less generously, a chaotic exchange of opinions, preferences, and unsolicited advice. Every conversation, every glance at a menu, every "how's your day going?" is an impromptu data sharing session where we broadcast our wants, needs, and general confusion about life. We evaluate, we contemplate, we pretend to listen while actually deciding what to have for lunch. And let's be real, it's not selfish to focus on our own needs and desires. No one else is qualified to make these decisions for us. If they were, we'd all be walking around in identical beige jumpsuits, eating the same tasteless protein cubes and pretending to enjoy it. Once we perceive something that will improve our situation, whether it's a promising business opportunity, a discounted gym membership we'll never use, or the last donut in the break room, We act deliberately. Some might call it self-interest. We prefer to call it efficient decision-making. What can we learn from this life lesson? We are curious creatures, relentlessly, absurdly, and sometimes inconveniently so. This curiosity drives us every moment, whether we're pondering the meaning of life or just deciding whether to hit the snooze button one more time. Spoiler alert, we will. And let's be honest, we're not contemplating the grand cosmic significance of our choices. No, we're laser focused on right now. What's going to bring us the most joy, the least amount of regret, and preferably the fewest calories? Should we have that second cup of coffee? Should we buy that unnecessary but emotionally fulfilling gadget? Should we finally read that book we bought 6 months ago? Or just buy another one and pretend we will? The funny thing is, we're always making decisions at the margin, even if we don't realize it. We don't operate with infinite knowledge. If we did, we'd never have to Google how to cook rice for the 10th time. Instead, we work with what we've got: limited knowledge, gut feelings, and an uncanny ability to justify impulse purchases. In the end, we're all spiritual, subjective, and highly skilled margin analysts, which is just a fancy way of saying we're winging it, one decision at a time. I hope you'll subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll see you next time.